What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. We are back with another takeover video here for level 83 Blumpkin's account. If you guys missed the earlier takeover videos, we did work on his clan boss team, his dragon team, his spider team, and then his fire knight team most recently. Now we are tackling his ice golem team, and it's actually probably one of the most difficult ones because of his complete lack of regeneration gear on this account. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Also, in the same video, this one we will probably try to tackle the sand devil, since he does have the key component for the sand devil dungeon, which is Godseeker Aniri, but again, he completely lacks the gear to gear her out. But we'll see how far we can push up, and maybe we'll give him a build that he can reliably farm a higher level on with the Godseeker Aniri team. So anyways, let's jump into this video here. Like I said, we're going to be tackling Ice Golem first. So there's a little bit of a class here with Ice Golem. He's stuck on normal Ice Golem now. He does have a pretty solid setup for Ice Golem stage 24. I did run these two together. Like, he doesn't have gear that's strong enough to run them solo, but he ran these two together, and both of them can basically duel stage 24 with 3 food, so that's pretty good. Now we're going to try to scrounge up all the gear possible and try to make a viable R-Tac build that can crawl through the Ice Golem. I'm hoping to get up to stage 6. I'm hoping. But the big bottleneck here will be stage 4, obviously the affinity issues. But if we don't get to stage 6, maybe stage 3. But I'm going to gear according to stage 6. So if you guys don't know, the normal difficulty poisons work really well against Ice Golem, so that's why somebody like Theodore can be really good. He also detonates the HP burns, which do additional damage to the boss as well. But in the hard dungeon version, the poisons are no longer useful, and it's only HP burns only. So committing to somebody like Theodore that can basically solo normal but does nothing in hard is a little bit more difficult. So I think we're going to lean away from Theodore, even though Theodore does have a 2-star blessing, which really helps, like the HP and stuff like that. And Theodore we already use in hard dragon. So this is kind of how I'm thinking. I'm trying to consolidate his champions so that they can work in multiple areas. But since we don't have enough regeneration gear specifically, in this case, we have to be a little bit extra mindful about which champion it goes on. If that makes sense. Because ideally you want Theodore with regeneration and then R-Tac with regeneration to handle both Hard Dragon and Ice Golem for Blumpkin's account here. And they would be probably the best or easiest or most straightforward champions that can do the job, just based on what he has on his roster. For Ice Golem, you don't want to bring any big damage dealers and stuff like that because it's going to trigger his retaliation. Unless you have a way to stop that, like Unkillable or something. Ninja works decently against the boss, but it will trigger his big slam. So R-Tac generally is the best, but this is the R-Tac build that I'm working with here, that I'm starting off with. You know, it's not enough accuracy for most hard levels. Like, it's super low HP, super low defense. It's quick, but that's about it. No blessings, no relic, and he's already getting help from the Eagle Eye. So definitely really, really low on the stats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave Theodore in his existing bolster set, because bolster set does give him a little bit of healing, and it's working for Hard Dragon. So I'm not going to enhance Theodore's build anymore. Once he gets better regeneration gear in the future, he can, you know, build a proper Theodore to solo Hard Dragon with food. But right now, Theodore in a team setting can do the Hard Dragon for him. So I'm just going to leave that alone. And then I'm just going to commit basically all in terms of a regeneration build for R-Tac, and just to get him up to speed so that he can do some farming in Ice Golem. Once he can do that, he can, you know, piece together a nice curse set, for example, or a nice provoke set, and that can help him out in the Hydra content that he needs to do as he wants to progress his account. All right, guys, so this is the best build we can possibly put on R-Tac to give him this solo stats he needs to basically work on the Ice Golem dungeon. You know, it's not great. It's not great. It's definitely short, so we're going to have to level up some of these pieces. We're going to have to glyph up some pieces, and we're taking off some of the fastest pieces from his other champions, so we have to rebuild them as well. In terms of his masteries, we'll probably have to redo them as well. But this is kind of the only way, so let's see if we can get some progress with this type of build. We're aiming to max out around hard 6. So this is the stage tool from Hell Hades website, and basically it shows you what the stats are on the final boss encounter on hard 6. So if you have a target for a dungeon that you're trying to gear for, make sure you know what stats that you're trying to hit. So in this case, we need 285 accuracy and we need 375 resistance. So that's what we're trying to shoot for, so that we have the stats available to, you know, basically tackle this level of difficulty. Now, this is really important. So for you guys that are, you know, working on your own accounts, you guys should obviously know what stats you guys need to hit, so that you guys don't waste stats over gearing your champions, especially when you're low on gear to tackle whatever content you're trying to do, right? The easiest way to complete these stages is to make the stat requirement. So let's equip him, and then we'll glyph him up and get him ready to go. All right, guys. So here is the finished artifact that we are going to bring into these hard dungeons. Total stats here: 63k HP, 2.5k defense, 250 speed. You know, offensive stats, you actually want to keep it low, so you don't want crazy attack, you don't want crazy crit damage on him if possible. We have plenty of resistance. We only need about 375 up to stage 6. And then we have 290 accuracy, which is enough for stage 6. Now, I'm kind of worried about the HP total. It's definitely on the low side. He doesn't have any blessings or anything like that, so it makes it a little bit harder. But you know what? Relics actually do make a pretty big difference in terms of just adding stats. Like, I could level this up to 9 to add more resistance, but I think we have plenty of resistance right now. Also, the gems here can be pretty good. Receive 5% less damage from single target attacks, so that's the big slam, for example, or the boss is dealing less damage to wear. Again, the big slam could be useful. Gilded Dragonstone, not the best, but it's just basically what he has. I'm surprised that he doesn't have the golden elixir. If he has the golden elixir, it's actually pretty useful, just for an extra heal. So this is the one I'm talking about, the golden elixir. It's from the standard group. This is the one right here. It gives you a little bit of a heal whenever your HP drops below 50%. It's actually very useful for things like Dragon, for things like Ice Golem and stuff like that, just to when you're running your regen characters and just trying to stay alive out there. But yeah, let's see what this artifact can do. I'm not going to make you guys watch the full runs. But yeah, I'm interested to see if it can perform. I think it should do okay. We're going to run 4 food here. I'm just going to double check the masteries real quick, actually. So there's really only one thing I would really change about this, and it's to remove this sniper mastery, because it doesn't really do anything for our attack, and change it to spirit haste, so he gets an extra 24 speed when his food dies. I mean, in some builds you could even run timely intervention or oppressor, but for this build I think we are leaning kind of hard on the plus 50 accuracy here. So I'm not going to change anything right now because I don't want to spend the gems to do so. If we can reach stage 6 and do it, then I think we're okay without spending anything. Let's do stage 1 and see how well we can do. I'm not going to make you guys watch the full run, so we'll see you guys at the boss. Actually, we are on stage 1, wave 2, and I can tell you guys that stage, even the wave 1 was actually kind of dicey with this stat total. I think the HP is definitely on the low side, 63k HP. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, to be honest. We're on stage 1. This is positive affinity for us, so we have, you know, all the advantages, and we're kind of struggling, at least through the first wave there. We almost died. So yeah, I mean, we gotta find, you know, a 1-star blessing. A 1-star blessing would be so massive, because at that point you can use a blood shield accessory, which I know he has, and then you can switch your blessing to emergency heal. And that's going to give you a shield. So that's a little bit of extra survivability. And it's going to give you a heal when that shield breaks. So, you know, a single 1-star would be very, very useful here for Artak, especially the big HP boost. That's going to help him out. We are able to clear stage 1 in 2 minutes here. So, I mean, that's good. This is a decent helm, actually, for this account. Let's move on to the next stage and see if we can do it here. It is stage 2, Void Affinity. Let's go. All right, so we have hit our first wall already, stage 2, wave 1. So this artifact just didn't have the survivability to basically take the hits and recover. Yeah, this is a big problem, guys. So we're gonna have to revisit this and see what we can improve. Alright guys, so coming back to this RTAC build, I think I'm going to be kind of stuck here on hard 1. We can't get through the hard 2 stage. Yeah, total stats here. We don't have, I don't think we have any bonuses here. Yeah, no bonuses for Ice Golem. Honestly, these stats look pretty reasonable. I did, boost up a couple pieces with some glyphs. I don't want to use a lot of his glyphs because he's saving up the glyphs for the Marius missions. So I have to be very careful with the glyphs. So a little bit limited there. We're also super limited with silver. I did fully max out like 3 pieces, and that was basically half of his silver gone. And we have no Sand Devil resources, so we can't, ascend these pieces. Like 12 speed would be good, more HP. We just can't. So I'm just gonna show you guys some of the pieces here. Like they look relatively reasonable, right? HP, speed, accuracy, resistance. But this is basically like a one set and done on this guy's account. There's nothing he can really add to this, to be honest. We have no, if he had maybe the elixir would help because we're actually dying on the waves. So if he got the elixir relic, that would really help out. I think these gems are perfect for RTAC. 1-star blessing, that would be massive because I know he has a blood shield accessory, so then you can use emergency heal. The masteries are perfect for RTAC here. I did just make one small change to his spirit haste, so he's basically maxed out for this account. But we can't get through hard 2, so we're gonna be stuck on hard 1. But at least it's a solo farm hard 1 with 4 food, and it's going to be better than what he was doing before. Let's move on to the Sand Devil. Let's see if I can progress his Sand Devil team there. Right now, I think he's stuck in the mid-teens for Sand Devil. Sand Devil is one of the worst dungeons because it's so restrictive in what you can actually do. And what you can actually bring to farm the highest stages. It's basically, one-shot teams or revive on death, cheese, or Godseeker and Neri. So he's stuck on level 15. Let's see if we can get him up to, let's try to get him up to 21 maybe. He does have a Godseeker, which is the biggest saving grace. And look what he's using for, 16, right? Like this is not really a team that you use for farming. Like he's using the Godseeker, but yeah, and totally ninja works totally fine. But we're going to try and make his Godseeker here, do some serious work for him in the Sand Devil. Let's see what we can do. So right now, this is his current Godseeker and Neri. Yeah, just kind of whatever. He has 1 immortal set on. He has this relic on, which helps whenever one of their ally dies. I mean, it's kind of a nothing. It's just for stats, I guess, HP stat. And she is running Oppressor, or not Oppressor, Timely Intervention. So yeah, not really a build for Godseeker to do Sand Devil. So we'll work on this. Luckily, she is 3-star blast, which kind of helps a little bit. She is fully booked, which also helps. So let's see what we can do. All right, guys. So I got this Godseeker and Neri team set up for him. We're going to tackle stage 16. We're going to try to full auto this. I believe I got the right speeds set up for this team. I'll show you guys the stats at the end of it just to make sure it runs well. Ninja can be any DPS that basically can damage bosses really well, like HP burn. You can just use Brimstone if you're really desperate. As long as you have the Godseeker, you should be able to finish the run. Unfortunately, it does require some presets, so you always have to use the team setup, and then you have to set it up in here. We do have some team presets here with the Godseeker and then the Ninja priority-wise. Yeah, let's see what it can do. I think this can full auto. This is kind of a build for stage 25. This is a build for stage 25, but I think the speeds should work. Let's just double check here. So Void Affinity here, Ninja's doing his thing. He's dying, that's perfectly fine. The decreased speed is perfectly fine as well. Here we go. Yep. This should work. This should work perfectly then. Ninja should die. That's good. So if Ninja dies, you take less turns. That means you're doing better during turn attacks. But yeah, this is good. Looks real good. Yep. Works real good right now. So as soon as he pops up, he's going to have the HP burn ready, and then he just uses it. Perfect. Ninja dies. That's perfect. Just save some attacks. And then he's going to get double hit here. Yep. There we go. Pops back. Perfect. No chance of the Godseeker and Neri reviving Ninja just before the attack. Perfectly speed tuned. Yep, double hit right there. Perfect. Comes back, hits again. Minute 11. Perfect. All right, guys, let's run it through, see how far we can get before we hit our next snag. So be right back. All right, guys, 20 minutes later, we started off at stage 16 here. Look at the progress that we made so far. All the way up to 25. We made it all the way up to 25. Full auto, never failed a single run. Now, on stage 24, I did come close to dying. So this might be the break point for the gear that we have on this account. But absolutely, this speed tune works perfectly. Full auto all the way from stage 16 up to 25. If you guys are interested in knowing exactly what to do for the Sand Devil, if you guys have Godseeker and Neri, make sure you guys check out the video I'm going to post in the description below. It is my Godseeker and Neri speed tune. I show you guys plenty of options for DPS and all that stuff, and I show you guys exactly what is needed for stage 25. For us, let's jump into stage 25 and let's do the run in its entirety. And we'll see exactly where we will fail. Because I think on some hits, we probably will fail because the stats on Godseeker is not strong enough. We're going to be ending up dying somewhere in this phase. I call it the tentacle phase. But basically, the speed tune works perfectly. I didn't have to touch anything. It was full auto every single fight up to this stage. Let's see if she can survive. She needs to survive those 2 hits. And yeah, of course, if we get crit at the wrong time, then she's going to die. Ninja dying right away is perfect. Full heal is great. If we can reach max HP with the heals right away before the big AoE slam, then it's all good. And if we can survive these tentacle hits, that's perfect. So we have to keep a little bit of a closer eye on everything. So it looks like we can heal fully. The first hit's about 40k. So we got to hit twice here. Okay. Hit twice, survive. Of course, the worst thing that can happen is if we get hit twice with like big crits. So maybe if he crits us 3 times in a row. So that was a non-crit. Non-crit. That was a crit. Crit for 17, right? We got kind of low. So if he crits us 3 times in a row, we probably will not make it. So okay, so non-crit, yeah. So his non-crits go from like 34k to like 40k. And I think bosses, unless stated, only have 15% crit rate. So you have to hit 15% basically 3 times. I think that's enough to kill this Godseeker Neri, but I'll go over the stats here and where we can improve, and then basically just improve the win rate. But you can kind of see here, it's singing, guys. It's singing. This is exactly what you want for a farming team. 43k hit there. And that's a crit for 19. That's a little bit of a big one. That's 12k. But you can kind of see we're not that close to death. We're not that close to death here. But we're getting pretty close. We need to full heal up, and we do every single time, which is perfect. So perfect here. I'll show you guys the build. Ninja dying is perfectly fine. Ninja is slightly slower than Newt. So if you have Newt, he is a little bit faster. Mainly because he is, I guess he hits a little bit harder on his A3. But Ninja can save you a little bit more turns, I find, because Newt doesn't really die to the AoEs. But Ninja usually dies right away. And there we go. We got 2 minutes and 30 run. It's not the fastest, because with Ninja, you can probably get down to maybe like 90 seconds. But you guys can kind of tell no issues with dying there against the boss. For this kind of team setup, you must run food. You must run food. And like I said, it does require a preset. You must set up your food like this. You must run a preset. So open with the revives. You must set the 2 here on the A2. Ninja open with the HP burn. And you must put Godseeker Neri in the front. Okay? Must put that in the front. And there we go, guys. There you go. Stage 25. Now he has a full farm team. Ninja here is just in whatever gear. The key breakpoint here is 228 speed. So you want Ninja or your DPS to be at least 228 speed for this build. Accuracy, you want it, I think, close to 500 for this. Actually, let me just double check. Yep, I was right. You wanted it close to 500 accuracy. So he's a little bit on the short side. So maybe we missed a couple HP burns there when he was fighting. But honestly, perfectly fine. You don't need full crit rate or anything like that. Like I said, 228 speed. To work with the Godseeker that I'm going to show you guys. So here's the Godseeker that we have. Regen Immortal. I think it's pretty important to run Regen Immortal just because you need the healing. You need the 3% healing. You need the 15% healing. I think it's mandatory. Maybe if you had insane stats, you can get away with it without the immortal set. You guys can kind of see here, we got level 12 gear doing the Sand Devil here. He's got 71k HP. It's very important. Defense 3k. Speed 180k. Now this is really important because the low speed means that the Godseeker can be built, you know, relatively easily. The low speed Godseeker, this is a godsend build for Sand Devil if you guys have Godseeker. Blessings, relics. I used the Gilded Dragonstone. Honestly, we don't have suitable gemstones or anything like that. Didn't end up needing it. Gives a little bit of extra defense. Doesn't really matter. It's just for a stat boost. Miracle Heal gives a little bit of a heal. Destroy the max HP. Gets rid of the destroy max HP. Again, not super necessary. The stats are good. Masteries, not even full masteries. Went down for HP just because of the stats were kind of small. For my Godseeker, for example, I use War Master to speed it up a little bit. But the big thing here is Spirit Haste. So when your food dies, she gains 24 speed, right? So 24 speed is the perfect amount with 180 speed. That's going to give you 204 speed. So you want 204 speed on your Godseeker. That is the perfect speed where you can basically do the full auto from 15 plus onward. And of course, if you have these kind of HP defense stats, you're going to breeze through all the lower levels and then maybe have problems with 24, 25. It's like if they do like perfect crits 3 in a row or something against you. But 180 speed with Spirit Haze, 3 food, 204 total speed is perfect. There is a range. So there is a range. So if you can't hit those speeds, you know, there's some range where you can still work, but no guarantees about the full auto. From lower difficulty, but I know on 25 there's a bit of a range, so you don't have to be exactly at 204 total speed. For example, I worked probably all the way up to like 211 speed and it still worked perfectly fine. Like I said, perfect Godseeker Sand Devil tune here, so I'm gonna put that here for him. Yep, there he goes. He's got it, and he's got, you know, Dungeon 25 team. Like, what else do you guys want? You go from 16 all the way to 25. It's amazing. He had the gear in his stash. He had the champion. He just needed, you know, some knowledge about what to do, and we made it all work out. Amazing stuff, guys. He can now farm Sand Devil 25. So I did take some gear off of his other champions, so his clan boss team and stuff. I have to just fix up 1 or 2 champions there. His Artak I also took gear off of, the regen gear, so he can't farm Ice Golem without that piece. But we'll quickly change up that build for him a little bit, and then he has the Ice Golem team. So for in this video, we basically went all the way from normal Ice Golem up to Ice Golem hard 1. It's very difficult to do Ice Golem. And then we went all the way from Sand Devil stage 16 all the way to 25, and he has a full auto farm team now on both of those dungeons. So again, this mini series, we covered Spider, we covered Fire Knight, we covered Dragon, Ice Golem, Sand Devil. All his dungeons are good to go. Now, Shogun is something that's a little bit more interesting. It's much easier in terms of team building for compared to Sand Devil, but you need much less of it. Whereas Sand Devil, you need much more of it because you have more, you know, gear pieces. But there's less accessories to go around. So right now it's not a priority for me to look at building out right now. But also now that we know that his dungeons are in a much better place and in, you know, good farming condition, now we know exactly what kind of gear we can, you know, basically just remove from his account. So you can clearly see here, we only have 6 million silver. That's something that he definitely needs to improve upon, getting more silver, basically being more active in the game and just farming up resources. But this allows us to basically cleanse off whatever gear that we don't need from his account. And it basically allows us also to kind of go all in on his main champions. So that's going to be something for probably in the future. But for this video, we're going to be all done here. Like I said, Ice Golem hard 1 on farm, and then we got Sand Devil 25 on farm as well, done in this video for Blumpkin. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button so you guys can come back for future content. This is a little bit of a mini series on this guy's account. So if you guys are enjoying it, let me know in the comments and let me know if it's helpful for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.